Let's make a Christmas stocking with a scalloped cuff. This is part of my Christmas stocking pattern that you can find below. There are a few different cuff options with the pattern, and this video is going to walk you through how to sew it with the scallop detail. And if you're looking for all of the other tutorials, that video is linked below. The pattern comes with all of the information you need with measurements and materials, and if you prefer written directions, they are included in the pattern. This is such a sweet detail that adds a little extra charm for your finished stocking, and I'm going to walk you through each step along the way. So let's get started. You'll need your printed stocking pattern, outer fabric, lining fabric, cuff fabric, and optional interfacing or batting. I won't be using those in this video, so if you want to add batting, then be sure to reference the pattern below and the other video. You'll also need thread, pins, scissors, and I also like to have pinking shears if you have those, and I like to have a water-soluble pin on hand, an iron, and a sewing machine. The seam allowances are already included in the pattern, so you can cut right on the lines of the pattern pieces. So first, press your fabric so it is nice and flat, laying the stocking pattern on top. So first you want to cut out all of your pattern pieces, and since we are making the scalloped cuff, don't cut the scallop shapes out of the fabric yet. You want to cut out the cuff shape from your paper pattern so you can use this as a guide to trace. So grab the two cuff rectangles, the scallop outline, and the two lining cuff pieces. If your outer fabric is thin, fuse the interfacing to the back of the outer cuff now. If you're not using a sturdy fabric like I am in this video, you'll want to use interfacing because it gives it that nice, crisp texture that's going to really stand up as you're hanging your stockings. Place each outer cuff piece right sides together with the lining. Along the long bottom edge, trace the scallop outline with a water-soluble pen or chalk. Now shorten your stitch length. This helps the seam hold and makes clipping easier. Slowly stitch along the scallop line, pivoting at the corners, and repeat this for the second cuff. Trim along the scalloped edge with pinking shears or regular fabric scissors, leaving roughly an 1/8 inch of fabric beyond the stitching. At the scallop corners, snip a small notch right up to, but not through, the stitches. This lets the scallops turn cleanly, and you will repeat this for the other cuff piece. Now open the cuff, but don't press the scallops out yet. With the right sides together, match the short ends of the two cuff pieces. Pin and sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Turn the cuff right side out and gently push out each scallop curve. You can use a chopstick or a blunt tool that will work well to help you curve out those edges. I like to take my time here because this is really going to make that scallop shape really prominent and clean looking, and I take a lot of time to iron out the scallop shape. I think I took about 6 or 7 minutes just on this cuff ironing it because it really does make a difference. Fold your loop piece in half and press. Open it and fold each long edge to the center crease and press again. Now fold again in half and press once more. Stitch along the long edge about 1/8 of an inch from the side. Set the loop aside. Place the stocking front and back right sides together. Pin and sew all the way around the stocking, starting at the top right and stopping at the top left. Trim the excess fabric carefully along the curves to make sure that when you turn it out, it will keep its prominent shape. Now turn the stocking right side out and give it a good iron. Insert the stocking into the cuff so the cuff is right side out and the raw edges line up at the top of the stocking. Pin the raw edges together all the way around and stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Fold your hanger loop in half and position the raw edges at the top left corner of the stocking on the outside of the cuff. Stitch it securely with a 1/4 inch seam allowance and place your stocking to the side for now. Now take your 2 lining pieces and right sides together. Make sure you've cut the notches or marked them with a pin as the pattern shows. These notches mark where you'll leave an opening for turning. Start at the top right corner, sew down until the first notch, and then lift up your needle. Then lift up your needle until the next mark. Now continue sewing around to the top left corner of the stocking. Leave this small opening in the lining unsewn. This is how we will turn everything right side out later. Now keep this piece turned wrong side out for now. Now insert your outer stocking with a cuff inside the lining and line up the side seams and pin in place. Sew around the top opening with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, trimming any excess fabric. Reach inside the opening you left in the lining and pull the stocking through so now it's right side out. Fold the fabric in towards the wrong sides and press. Now carefully top stitch this at 1/8 of an inch to close up the lining. Now push the lining into the stocking neatly. And give the stocking a good press. Ironing really helps everything just look put together and finished. And that is it. Your Christmas stocking is now complete. And every time you look at it, you can be proud that you made this. And every year that you pull it out of the Christmas bin, I hope that it reminds you of the memories of making. To see all of the other stockings and watch the other tutorials, you can click this next video.